Good evening, musical friends and family. Today is February 2nd, 2023, and it is Thursday. Happy Thursday. So far, I'm feeling a little bit better. The sore throat went away, but I still have the nasal thing going on and the coughing, so maybe it'll take a couple of days, so then I'll get better. So at least it's not the C word. I tested myself this morning, and so far I'm negative, so that's good. I just think I caught a really nasty bug. But today we're going to be doing a talking video number 4. This is part 2, and this is what a song a day looked like in 2022 and how that experience was. For the rest of the remaining months, we're going to talk about July 2021 and December 2021. I remember back in July, I did a talking video of how many songs I've done in that year, and that was 182 songs. I also talked about, in that video, I remember mentioning that I wanted to pick an artist and pick an album and just focus on that one album for a whole month. Kind of like what we did for Nirvana, Nevermind. But, of course, my mind went elsewhere because I wanted to continue with grunge. Grunge music was like a rabbit hole of one artist after another and one song after another. And it was like a study, and it was an amazing study, amazing experience to go through each and every song and to learn the story behind each and every song, like who wrote it, what inspired it, and it was just really amazing. And I just couldn't put it away. So what we did is we continued with the grunge playlist. We did song Audio Slave, we did songs by Stain, the group Stain, one of my favorite songs. It's been a while. Like, it's been a while since I first, yeah. And then we did Machine Head Bush. That's when we introduced Alice in Chains. We did Man in the Box, practice version of Rooster, Your Decision. Next was Smashing Pumpkins. We did Stargazer by Mother Love Bone. We also did songs of a metal playlist that I was thinking of doing, and one of the groups I added was Slipknot, and then I also added Korn. We did The Diary of Jane, Breaking Benjamin for grunge. Then we did Creep, Radiohead. We also did Everlong, Foo Fighters. Hunger Strike by Temple of the Dog. More Stone Temple Pilots. That's when we did Creep, Radiohead. I know Creep, Radiohead, I was so shocked and surprised that it actually reached to 1K in 1 month of that video, which, thank you so much. I never would have thought in my wildest dreams ever that that would actually ever happen to have 1K, so thank you. Next, so in that month in July, we did Stone Temple Pilots, we did Radiohead, we did Alice in Chains. So a mix of grunge and some of metal. Next was August. August was about more grunge. And for some weird reason on the Google, what came up with post-grunge was Nickelback. And I was like, I thought they were alternative, but I love me some Nickelback songs, so my mind went there. So we played Nickelback songs. We played Someday, we played Hero, How You Remind Me, we did Photograph, like, look at this photograph. Every time I look, it makes me laugh, one of my favorites. And we did Rockstar. Rockstar was fun. It was fun to play. Gotta Be Somebody for Me out there. Oh, one of my favorite songs, If Everyone Cared. Nickelback, that's one of my favorites. We added that one too. Amongst other Nickelback songs, I think we did like a top 8. I can't remember. And at the time, it was the passing of Olivia Newton-John, so we did a tribute song to her, and the song was Hopelessly Devoted to You. Next, we focused in that month of August was Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, so we did Black, we did Better Man, Experimentation of Even Flow, we did Sirens, and last but not least, one of my favorite songs is Jeremy. Jeremy was a beautiful song, and reading behind the background story about it was really amazing too. If you haven't heard of Jeremy, please listen to it. After that song, it makes you want to be kind to one another. Then we focused on System of a Down songs. We did Roulette, and one of my favorites, Lonely Day. Then during the time it was the House of the Dragon show premiere, and so we did an inspired version of House of the Dragon song, and we also did the main titles of Game of Thrones because I miss that show. After that, we did more Stone Temple Pilots. That's when I added the song Alice in Chains Would, and that got to 1K as well. I was very, very shocked. So the two songs that got into 1K that month was Creep Radiohead and Would by Alice in Chains, which I am so grateful. Thank you so much. I didn't think of that. Thank you. We did 2 songs from the group, from the singer Creed. I love Creed. I don't know, like I didn't really do so much, but I think we're gonna try to add more songs if I can find more. Next was September 2022. September. We are finally gonna go to this concert, Rammstein, that got postponed twice. And I wanted to make a separate playlist, so we called this playlist Rammstein A Concert Tourney Playlist. It was a combination of replaying when we played in 2020 during lockdown. And I wanted to add songs from 2021, postponed again, as well as adding songs from their new album Zeit and other songs that I didn't get to do. I was really happy that I got to add Onadesh, and I was really very happy I got to add Clavera. But let's just say the trip in LA was so much fun, amazing. We went to Disneyland because I wanted to film Mickey Mouse for the short from the America song. Because in the lyrics it said, so was Mickey Mouse, so we had to film Mickey Mouse in order to share the hint of the Rammstein song for the concert playlist. But let's just say the concert was everything that I imagined it would be. It was wonderful, it was amazing. It was a great concert to come back to from the pandemic. I cried at the opening when they were playing the piano songs. It was very touching and I loved it. Every single one of it. And just everything about that concert was amazing. And I'm really, really grateful that I went. I'm grateful that I saved my ticket. It was worth the 2-year wait still to this day. If they will ever come back in the United States, I get tickets in a heartbeat. And if I ever find what's left over available from out of the country to tickets, I will buy that as well. Get my passport ready. Because I want to see you guys again. But everything at the concert was everything that I imagined it would be. And I'm so grateful that the men were all in good health and that I was in good health. My mom who came with me, we were all in good health to go with everyone. Wonderful time. After that, I came back home and there was the October playlist. This year had a theme. This year's theme is based on witches. So songs about witches, movies of witches, soundtrack of movies, witches, just anything about witches. So that was this year's theme. Reason being is because the Hocus Pocus 2 movie was that year. So we surrounded it with that. And because that part of the song, one of the songs from the Nancy Drew game, the last one, was Midnight in Salem. And so I wanted to add that for the October playlist part 3 based on the theme witches. So that was interesting. Overall, I love doing the October playlist part 3. We got to add songs I never got to add before, as well as a mix. I got to add Santana's Black Magic Woman. I got to add the song Eagles, Witchy Woman. A song from the movie soundtrack, Hansel and Gretel. That was cool. And then the last song was Thriller, Michael Jackson. Very fun. Then November came, November playlist. November came. November was the Year We Playlist Part 4. Sadly, that playlist was a recap as well as a request playlist. I didn't get to hear the new songs that I wanted to, not to mention I didn't get to have the chance to listen to the Eurobeat Gems to see what they had, and that was just because work was so crazy during that time. I actually had to work extra hours, so I had to kind of just do a recap. So it was more like a recap as well as a request playlist. But I promise you that this year, the Eurobeat Playlist Part 5 will definitely be new songs this year. But at least last year I got to save the last song was one of my favorites, and that was Jimmy Diamond's Love Machine. So I'm happy I got to add that one. Now finally, December playlist part 3. December was a combination of Christmas classics, but it was mostly about movies, like songs that are from the movies, Christmas movies, holiday movies, and mix all of that, cartoon, clay animations, and I got to add Prancer. Prancer was one of my favorites. We even got to add Christmas Comes Once a Year from that classic cartoon, one of my favorites from childhood. After that, the last song for that year, for 2022, it was going to be a Frank Sinatra song, but no. When I heard this other song, the second choice, I had to pick it, and it was Frozen, Let It Go. Reason being because that song had a whole bunch of playlists that I have ideas for this year, and if I can't do it this year, it's going to be on to the next. So that was the hint. Just like Elsa, I am free to be who I am. I'm free to share this with you, and I'm free to share this joy, and I'm grateful for it. So yeah, that's what a song a day looked like for the remaining months between July and December. I learned a lot of things along the way. I learned more about myself during this process as well. I had to leave behind a lot of things. I'll probably talk about that in another video. Because we're gonna be talking about this one, what's going on. But yeah, I put it this way. I even had to leave a lot of things, but we'll talk about that in another video. But if I had to narrow it down, I look at it this way. You know where to find me now. You know where to find me. I'm on YouTube. There's always something up at 11 a.m. a song. We'll talk about that in another video. Before I end this video, we're going to talk about what plans I have for this month, the February playlist part 3. We're still going to be surrounding it to 1960s. We're still going to be surrounding it to 1950s and 1960s songs based on the Ed Sullivan playlist. So this year, book 2, A Song a Day, is going to be mostly around classic songs. That's my project for this year, because the Ed Sullivan playlist is going to last a whole year. It's not going to be every day, but it's going to last for a whole year this year, because that man hosted so many artists and you cannot pick just one. I'm sorry, there's so many good ones. You can't sacrifice. And we're going to be also doing more Elvis Presley songs. Yes, sorry. Elvis. So we have this calendar right here, and it shows the check marks mean that we already have done the song already. It's rescheduled, upload 11 a.m. already. So I have to work on the 7th. I have Elvis, Mystery Song 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 Elvis, Mystery Song. Guess what? On the 14th of Valentine's Day is an Elvis song. And you know what that means? You know what that actually means? That means I'm not gonna do My Funny Valentine this year, Chet Baker. No. I know I said I'm gonna play My Funny Valentine every year on February 14th. But honey, that means I'm going to be playing that same song every year on February 14th for the next how many years? I believe we need to change some things, out with the old, in with the new. It's 2023. We're going to save a freaking love song for Elvis. As well as the Heartbreak playlist, because he's added on there too. Because he's done some good heartbreak songs as well. So there'll be more of that, as well as a mix. That's what's going on for this month, February. I'm really excited. I can't wait to share what songs I have in store for you guys. It's mystery, but so stay tuned for more. I think the next Talking Series video, we will definitely be talking about, a musical friend asked me, how do I get my ideas? That's going to be the next talking video. I believe that's going to be talking video number 5. So we'll stay tuned for that. I'm excited. Well, anyway, musical friends and family, stay safe and stay healthy always, and have a good evening. No sleep. Bye.